Hey guys, it's Timo from Flipping Central back here with another video where today I'm going to be doing a quick little review on the Gamdias Neso P1. This case is interesting to say the least, with it being a competitor to the likes of the Lee & Lee 011 Dynamic, the Hyte Y60, and the Fantex Magnum Gear Neo Cube. Just to preface, this case was sent out by Gamdias for review, but my opinions are all my own. Alright, so with that information out of the way, let's get right into this. So, the Neso P1 is a full ATX dual chamber PC case coming in at $180 MSRP in either a black on black colorway, black on white colorway, white on white colorway, or black and red colorway. I appreciate that Gamdias is offering the case in a whole array of colors, which makes it a little bit nicer for creativity on the types of builds that are built in here. The case overall is quite big, but it supports a wide variety of parts, so that's a nice plus. One of the biggest features that this case offers is that you can vertical mount your GPU just by switching the PCIe brackets 90 degrees with the use of 5 screws. I will say one thing that would have been nicer to see with just a tiny bit extra added to the cost would be an included GPU riser, so that way people could, obviously have something that is made for the case from Gamdias that's offered. However, it should support basically any generic PCIe riser. If you do plan to get this case and vertical mount your GPU, you should definitely keep that in mind when you're buying it. The case measures 490mm in length, 310mm in width, and 495mm in height. For GPU support, it can officially support all the way up to 426mm long. So it can support basically any GPU you'd want to put in this build. For radiator support, it can support one 360mm at the top, up to a 420mm on the side, and a 120mm rad at the rear. I personally opted to use a 360mm AIO on the side for this build, but that choice is up to the builder. For air coolers, it can support all the way up to 193mm in height, so most high-end air coolers should definitely be covered by this. For power supply support, it can support all the way up to 180mm in length, so basically any power supply should feel right at home in this case. As for fan support, it can support up to 3 120mm fans at the top or 2 140mm fans at the top. For the side, it can support 3 120mm fans or 3 140mm fans on the side. As for rear support, it can support up to 1 120mm fan or 1 140mm fan. In the bottom hidden chamber, it can support up to 3 120mm fans. I think it's a really nice part of the design, the fact that the fans at the bottom will be kept tucked away in a hidden chamber. As for storage support, it can support 2 3.5-inch drives or up to 3 2.5-inch drives. The front I/O is adequate, having 2 USB 3.0 ports, 1 USB Type-C port, an audio jack, and a button to control the LEDs. Overall, this case was extremely easy to build in, and there are not really any flaws here that I can point out. Everything that is included is solid, and it made life a breeze in the back cable managing. The glass panels both being able to be removed helped a lot when mounting my AIO to the side where it resides right now. I would say the case is pretty beginner friendly overall, and it makes the experience really solid for a first time builder. One gripe I did have, however, was with the glass. I feel as though it's a little bit weak and it's a little bit thin for how much you're paying for this case. Overall, I would have liked to see something a little bit thicker, something that seems a little bit more durable, because I feel as though if I were to ship this case to a buyer, for example, or I was to be receiving the case, I feel as though something could potentially happen in shipping, but I'm not too sure. For a case this expensive, I would expect a little bit better. On my model, they also didn't really fit that flush, but I will say I did get an earlier model, so I'm not too sure. Hopefully Gamdias will fix that into the future. The metal feels high quality and solid, and it feels like what you would expect for a premium case. Overall, the case as I equipped it with 9 fans was very quiet. Under load, my test PC inside with an i7-10700 and an RTX 3070 did really well. It stayed very quiet and it stayed very cool. The i7-10700 measured around 29 C at idle, and the 3070 sat around 50 C at idle with the fans not spinning. Under load, the i7-10700 got up to 55 C during my Unigine Heaven tests, and the 3070 hit around 59 C. As for the noise, the Neso P1 sat at a calm 38.2 decibels average and it rose to about 44.5 decibels average under full load. Overall, I'm a fan of this case, but I feel for the price it's a little bit steep for what we're getting here. Had it come with a PCIe riser and costed around $20 to $30 more, I feel as though this could be a really nice contender in this space. Still, I can appreciate Gamdias for going for this approach and putting their own spin on the dual chamber PC case. This genre overall for the last little while has been a little bit, I don't want to say stale, but a little bit saturated with a lot of cases that really complete the same job. With Gamdias, I feel as though they did a nice job kind of making it their own in a way, kind of like the Hyte Y60, but also taking elements of, let's say, the Lian Li 011 Dynamic and the Magnum Gear Neo Cube. The fact that it's offered in multiple colors also is a nice touch. It adds quite a bit of variety and spice that the other cases don't really have. I would recommend this case if it is on sale, but at $180 I feel it's a little bit steep. But right now, as far as I know, it's on sale for $170, which is quite a decent bit more reasonable. If you adore the look and like the case in general, it's obviously not a bad option at all. But anyways, once again, I would like to thank Gamdias for sending me this case for review. Overall, I did really enjoy my time using it, and it's not a bad case at all. But yeah guys, that's all I have for this quick little review of the Gamdias Neso P1. I hope you all enjoyed it and watched to the end. If you liked the video, drop a like and a comment, and if you like this type of content, consider sticking around and dropping a subscription. I really do appreciate the support that we've been getting over the last little while, so thank you. With that all out of the way, thank you for watching and see ya!